Hello students, welcome to Learn Guru classes. We have already discussed about number line, what are the importance of number line, how to represent integers, fractions as well as decimals on the number line. But representation of decimals on the number line were restricted to one single digit after the decimal point. For example, 3.5. So 3.5 is a decimal number where only one digit is after the decimal point, that is 5. So today we are going to discuss how to represent decimal numbers like multiple digits after the decimal point. For example, 4.6793. Okay, so 4 digits are after the decimal point. So we are going to see how to represent multiple digits after the decimal point, as well as we are going to see how to represent non-terminating decimal expansion or recurring decimal expansion. For example, 3.79 bar. Okay, so on the number line. So these things we are going to see. So this has a separate approach. So that approach is called as successive magnification. So with the help of successive magnification, you can represent decimal numbers like non-terminating or recurring decimal expansion or multiple digits after the decimal point on the number line. So what is successive magnification? How we can represent decimal numbers with the help of successive magnification, we will see in today's class. So let's start the class. This is the question that is given to you. Visualize 3.765 on the number line using successive magnification. That is, you are to represent 3.765 on the number line. So 3.765, what type of number is it? It is a decimal number having 3 digits after the decimal point. Okay, so I have already drawn the number lines in advance so as to save our time. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so first of all, the general number line that we have, we represent integers on the number line, right? So we are representing integers on the number line starting from -2. I am writing here -2, you can start from anywhere. So -2. This is after -2, -1 will come, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, now your next job is you are to predict where the 3.765 will lie, where 3.765 will lie. So 3.765 is a number that is greater than 3. Yes, you agree, it is greater than 3, but it is less than 4. So it will lie somewhere here. Okay, let us approximately assume that it will lie somewhere here. Okay, now let us place, okay, or let us imagine that we are placing a magnifying glass over here. Okay, so what is the function of magnifying glass? Everybody knows, isn't it? We use magnifying glass to see detail about or enlarged version of any space, isn't it? So you have seen in some detective movies, yes, the detective is placing the magnifying glass for the area under suspicion to get the clue. Okay, the clue of the crime, let us suppose. Okay, so what does the magnifying glass do? Magnifying glass tries to enlarge the area so that minute details of that particular suspicious area is not missed by the detective, isn't it? So this is the working of the magnifying glass. I have given you an example of a detective. What does he do? Okay, now coming here, 3.765 is the clue. Okay, 3.765 is the clue and the area under suspicion is 3 and 4. So 3.765 will lie somewhere between 3 and 4. So I am placing the magnifying glass here. So what will the magnifying glass do? Magnifying glass will try to enlarge the area so that all the small minute details of this particular area gets enlarged and gets more clarity. Okay, so let us in the second number line, let us see the enlarged picture of the space between 3 and 4. Okay, so what do we do? We just 3, this we will write here 3 and this is 4. So we are writing here 4. So this is, thus we are getting an enlarged area between the 2 points 3 and 4. Now let us assume that we are dividing the entire space between 3 and 4 into 10 equal parts. Okay, so what are those parts? 3. So if it will be 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, 3.6, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9 and 4. Means there are 9 divisions in between 3 and 4. Okay, and you have assumed in the first number line that your 3.765 approximately lies in that particular area. So that let us project this particular area. Okay, let us project this particular area. Now again let us look into 3.765. So 3.765, and now you have to determine where 3.765 will lie in this particular number line. So 3.765 is such a number that is a number that is greater than 3.7 but lesser than 3.8. Okay, so let us assume that it will lie somewhere here. Okay, let us assume the approximate position of 3.765 is somewhere here. Okay, clear? Now again we are placing the magnifying glass in between 3.7 and 3.8. Okay, now 3.7 and 3.8 will be the area of suspicion according to a detective story here. Okay, so you will, once you place the magnifying glass, you will get an enlarged picture of the space between 3.7 and 3.8. Yes, so this number line shows you an enlarged version of the space between 3.7 and 3.8. So this is the enlarged version. So we are giving here and we are giving here. Okay, so next we will be writing here 3.7 and this is 3.8. Okay, now again 3.7 and 3.8 is divided into 10 equal parts. So 3.7, starting from 3.7, this is 3.71, 3.72, 3.73, 3.74, 3.75, 3.76, 3.77, 3.78, 3.79 and ultimately you are getting 3.8. Okay, so now next is, let us project this approximate position of this in the second number line to the third area. Okay, now again let us predict where the position of 3.765 will lie on the third number line. So 3.765 is such a number that will lie in between 3.76 and 3.77. Okay, so let us assume that this is the approximate position of 3.765. Okay, now your next job is to place again the magnifying glass. Let us imagine that we are placing the magnifying glass here. So as we place the magnifying glass here, so this area will get enlarged. Okay, so the fourth number line will give you an enlarged view of the space between 3.76 and 3.77. Okay, so this, let us project it somewhere here and we will mark the area. So this is 3.76, this is 3. Sorry, I am writing here 3.77. So let us divide it into 3.761, 3.762, 3.763, 3.764, 3.765, 3.766, 3.767, 3.768, 3.769 and ultimately 3.77. So what is the number given to you? 3.765. So where now it is clear to you that the 3.765 will lie somewhere here. Okay, so here now you are getting the exact position of the decimal number 3.765. Okay, so why is it called as successive magnification? Because you are repeatedly magnifying the area, isn't it? 3 and 4, you have once you have determined that 3.765 will lie somewhere between 3 and 4, then again you are placing the magnifying glass over here, you are getting an enlarged view of 3 and 4, then again you are placing the magnifying glass here, you are getting an enlarged view of 3.7 and 3.8, then again you are writing here 3.7, 3.8, trying to guess the position of 3.765, projecting it, and after that you are getting the enlarged view of 3.76 and 3.77. So again more precision, that is 3.761, 3.762, 3.763. So accordingly 3.765 gives you the complete result or the exact result where 3.765 will lie on the number line. Using repeated magnification means you are repeatedly enlarging the area. Okay, so for this the name is called as successive magnification. So this particular sum is a sum that is available in your exercise 1.4 in the NCERT textbook. Okay, so let's move on to the next sum. The next sum is visualize 4.26 bar on the number line up to 4 decimal places. So clearly you can see that 4.26 bar is a recurring or non-terminating but repeating decimal expansion. So this can be written as 4.26 bar up to 4 decimal place, you can write it as 4.2626. So this 4.2626 you are to represent it on the number line. Okay, so first of all this is the first number line where it is starting from -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 7. Okay, so this is the basic number line. Now you have next job, you are to see where will be the approximate position of 4.2626. So 4.2626 is such a number that is greater than 4 but it is less than 5. So it will lie somewhere between here, somewhere here. Okay, now again let us place a magnifying glass in this particular area to get an enlarged version of this space or area between 4 and 5. So let us in the second line will give you an enlarged version of this number line or the space between 4 and 5. Now we will divide this space between 4 and 5 into 10 equal parts. So this is 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, 4.4, 4.5, 4.6, 4.7, 4.8 and 4.9. So these are the parts. Okay, so maybe my points are not equal because I am not using a scale over here, but you make sure that you divide the entire number line into equal parts. Okay, so we have assumed that 4.2626 will lie somewhere here. So let us project it and place it here, assuming that 4.2626 will lie between 4.2 and 4.3, since 4.2626 is a number that is greater than 4.2 but less than 4.3. Now again let us magnify or enlarge the area 4.2 and 4.3, which is shown in the third number line. So this is the third number line, which will give you an enlarged version of the space between 4.2 and 4.3. So this is 4.2 and this is 4.3. So this is 4.21. Again we will divide it into 10 equal parts. Okay, so 4.21, 4.22, 4.23, 4.24, 4.25, 4.26, 4.27, 4.28, 4.29 and ultimately 4.3. So again we will project this and we'll assume that 4.2626 will be lying somewhere here. So we will be lying somewhere between 4.26 and 4.27. Then again let us magnify the area between 4.26 and 4.27 in the fourth number line. So this is 4.26. This is the enlarged version. Okay, this is the enlarged version. So this is so this will be 4.26. Okay, 4.26, 4.261, 4.262, 4.263, 4.264, 4.265, 4.266, 4.267, 4.268, 4.269 and ultimately you are getting 4.3 over here. So the number 4.2626 is such a number that is greater than 4.262 available over here and lesser than 4.263. So it will lie somewhere here in the middle. Okay, now again let us have an enlarged version of the area between 4.262 and 4.263. So this is 4.262 and this is 4.263. So again let us divide it into 10 equal parts. So this is 4.261, 4.262, 4.263, 4.264, 4.265, 4.26, sorry, 2621, 4.2622, 4.2623, 4.2624, 4.2625, 4.2626, 4.2627, 4.2628, 4.2629 29 and ultimately you are getting 4.2623. So 4.2626, what is the number given to you? 4.2626, and finally you have located where exactly your 4.2626 will lie on the number line using the process of successive magnification. So this is how successive magnification works. Okay, you will draw a basic number line, assume or guess where the point will exactly lie, where the decimal number will exactly lie in between the two integers, and after that you will keep on enlarging the area, assuming that particular decimal number is available on that particular point till you get the exact decimal number. Either it is a terminating decimal number with 3 or 4 digits after the decimal point, or a recurring decimal number. So I hope that any sum of this type, if it is given to you, you will be able to solve the sum. Okay, so here I am ending the class. So if you find this video helpful, please subscribe to Learn Guru classes, like and share it with your friends, family and relatives. So thank you very much. Bye bye.